this is not just a disappearance. This is a descent into pure, unfiltered nightmare. I'm telling you right now, what's happening to Lynette is not a simple mystery anymore. This is war. This is betrayal. This is a system so brutal, so inhuman, that once you're inside, you don't come back. And the more I dig into this story, the more I realize something terrifying. We've all been asking, where is Lynette? But maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question. The real question is, what did Randy do to her? The situation and why everything just changed. Let me break this down. Randy didn't just lose track of Lynette. No, he looked Haley in the eyes and guaranteed that Lynette was gone. Completely gone, erased. And let's not ignore the timing here. He sleeps with Lynette, and then suddenly she disappears. That's not coincidence. That's execution. That's strategy. That's cold-blooded calculation. And I'm sitting here thinking, what kind of man makes that kind of promise unless he knows exactly what he did? This is where things go from dark to absolutely horrifying. Randy versus Lynette, the ultimate betrayal. This isn't just a conflict. This is a hunt. Randy versus Lynette. And right now, Randy is winning. Because all signs, every single one, points to one possibility that I honestly didn't want to believe at first. He didn't just get rid of her. He sold her to the red market. Let that sink in. The red market, a place whispered about, feared, almost mythological in its cruelty. A place where people don't just disappear. They are consumed, drained, used, destroyed. And I cannot get this image out of my head, Lynette. Trapped, isolated, surrounded by predators who don't see her as a person, but as a resource, a body, a product, a profit. This isn't survival anymore. This is exploitation at its most savage level. The red market, hell on earth. Let's talk about what this actually means. Because once you enter that system, there is no mercy, no escape, no humanity. You are pushed to your absolute limit. Your strength drained, your will broken, your body harvested piece by piece until there is nothing left but an empty shell. And I keep asking myself, what if Lynette is still alive? What if she's in there right now, fighting, screaming, refusing to break, or worse? What if she's already been reduced to something unrecognizable? The thought alone is unbearable. This isn't just dark storytelling. This is psychological warfare. And Randy, he knew exactly what he was doing. But wait, what if Lynette survives? Now here's where everything flips. Because if Lynette is dead, the story ends. And let's be honest, that's not satisfying. That's not explosive. That's not war. But if she survives, if she escapes, then we are about to witness something far more dangerous, something unstoppable. Because a broken Lynette is one thing, but a Lynette who comes back, that's vengeance. That's fury. That's a storm that no one, not Randy, not Haley, will be able to control. And I can already see it. She returns, not weak, not afraid, but sharper, colder, more ruthless than ever before. And this time, she doesn't run. She exposes Lynette versus Haley, the war that will burn everything. This is the showdown I'm waiting for. Lynette versus Haley. And make no mistake, this is not going to be subtle. This is going to be destruction. Because Haley right now, she's arrogant, untouchable, standing tall because she thinks the threat is gone. But what happens when the ghost comes back? What happens when the woman she thought was erased stands right in front of her? What happens when the truth explodes into the open? I can already see Haley's face. That moment, that split second where confidence turns into fear, where control turns into chaos, because Lynette won't just attack. She will expose everything, every lie, every manipulation, every dirty secret Haley thought was buried forever. And when that happens, Haley won't just fall. She will collapse. Bill versus Haley when wrath enters the game. Now let's bring Bill into this. Because if Lynette comes back and reveals the truth, Bill's not going to sit quietly. No, this becomes Bill versus Haley. And that's personal. Because Bill doesn't just react, he retaliates. Imagine the moment he realizes what really happened. Imagine the rage, the betrayal, the sheer, uncontrollable fury. Haley can run. She can hide. But let me be very clear about one thing. She will not escape. Because once Bill decides to act, it's over. This is no longer a game. This is judgment. Bill versus Leah, a war he doesn't even see coming. But just when you think things can't get worse, they do. Because Bill has already made a mistake. A massive one. He helped Lynette escape Leah's accusations. He cleared her name. He unknowingly allowed her to walk away with money that didn't belong to her. And that woman, Leah, she is not someone you cross. Ever. This is Bill versus Leah. And unlike the others, Leah doesn't fight openly. She manipulates, controls, destroys from the inside. She turns people into puppets. And right now, Bill is walking straight into her trap because in her eyes, he's not just an obstacle. He's an asset, a tool waiting to be used. The coming deal and why it could destroy Bill. Here's what scares me the most. Leah won't attack Bill directly. No, she'll offer him something, a deal, a choice that isn't really a choice at all. And if Bill accepts, he doesn't just lose control. He becomes part of the system, part of the red market. Imagine that the man who tried to help becoming a pawn in the very machine that destroys lives. That's tragedy. That's irony. That's devastating. And I'm telling you right now, if that happens, there is no going back. This isn't over. It's just beginning. So where does that leave us? Lynette possibly alive, trapped in hell, or preparing her return. Randy, the architect of betrayal. Haley standing on the edge of collapse, not even realizing it yet. Bill caught between vengeance and manipulation. Leah the shadow pulling strings behind the scenes. This is not a story anymore. This is a battlefield. And every single move from this point forward will have consequences. Deadly ones. Final thought, and you need to hear this. I need you to really think about this. What if Lynette isn't just a victim? What if she becomes something else entirely? Something darker? Something more dangerous than anyone expected? Because people who survive hell don't come back the same. They come back changed. And when they do, they don't ask for justice. They take it. This is war. Everything has changed. And if you think the story has reached its peak, you haven't seen anything yet. Don't look away now. Because the next move, it's going to be explosive. Don't miss what happens next.